or S8 Plus. We pay a lot of money for our smartphones, and believe it or not, these phones come with top-level cameras that could easily rival many point-and-shoot cameras. So it is natural to make sure we understand and master every aspect of these cameras for maximum satisfaction. So let's dive in and discover everything. Alright, so let's start by getting familiar with the interface. So first and foremost, you know exactly where everything is and what it is there for. Alright, I'm going to quickly share one tip that is brand new on this Samsung Galaxy S8. If you go into the settings, and if you scroll all the way down, there's an option called the floating camera button. If you enable the floating camera button, what's going to happen is you are actually going to get a floating camera button. This is actually a shutter button, just like this one. So when you tap this, it actually takes a photo. The same thing with this one. If you tap this, it takes a photo. But this one is flexible, so you can take it and put it anywhere that you please. Absolutely fantastic. Now let me just disable that for now, and if you wanted, you can enable that on your camera. The other thing I want to talk about right now is if you swipe to the left, it brings up your filters menu. Now here we have standard filters, as you can see over here. So if I tap on any one of these, it gets applied to the photo, and then I can tap this button to remove it. And then what I have is I have the beauty filters. So if you're taking a picture of somebody's face or your own self, you can apply certain beauty filters to make yourself look better in the photo. And then over here, we've got the stamps. So if I tap on these, they actually get dropped onto the screen. Okay, so when you take a photo, it takes the photo with these things. Now what I can do with these is I can move them around, I can resize them, and I can even flip them. Okay, so I can grab this and I can rotate these as I please. So I can put this right here. When I take a picture, this will be shown in the picture. If I don't need it, I can simply remove it. Okay, again, one more time, if I go over here, at the bottom, of course, we have the animated filters. This is also brand new in the Samsung Galaxy S8. Now, these filters apply only if you are taking a picture of a person. So basically, if your friend was over here, you can tap on any one of these, and they're going to create some funny animated filters, and then you can take a picture with it. Okay, so just remember, you've got 4 options over here, not just one like we used to have. Now let's go back out. And of course, remember that all those filters will also apply to the selfie camera, which is on the front. Okay, so you don't have to use the rear camera to use these filters. You can also use the selfie camera to use all these filters. The next thing I want to talk about is if you swipe to the actual right, it brings up the camera modes. And most of us already know what these are, except maybe for the professional mode, which I'm going to be talking about towards the end of the video. Now that is the auto mode, which is selected, which is what most of us use. Everything gets done for you, so you don't have to tweak anything to make your photo any better. The professional mode, of course, is the mode that allows you to manually adjust just about every setting for your camera. You can adjust your focus manually, you can adjust your white balance manually, you can adjust the shutter speed, the ISO sensitivity, and all those good things. But we are going to come back to this and look at it in detail. It really is designed for professionals and requires some specialized knowledge to be able to use these manual professional camera modes. Now let's go back over here. I'm going to show you a couple things you can do here that may come in handy. So first and foremost, you can click this plus sign over here, and that's going to take you, let me click it one more time, into the Samsung store, from where you can download even more camera modes. So as you can see, you have the animated GIF, the dual camera, the rear cam selfie, and all these good stuff. Let's just download the sports shot to show you an example. It's going to say loading, it's going to download, install, and it's going to be applied to my camera. If I go back here, now when I go over to my modes, you'll see that the sports mode has been added to my modes. And of course, one more thing you can do is if you tap this icon over here, you can tap on info, and the info gives you some details on what each of the modes do. If you're like me and you're curious about everything, you can go in and you can read all these little tips over here. So for example, the sports mode takes clearer pictures of fast moving subjects. Okay, it is designed to do so. Let's go back over here really quick. If you tap this again, the other thing you can do is you can click edit, and you can move these modes around. And let me take the slow motion, for example, and put it right over here. Okay, so you can rearrange these modes as you please. If there's something you use frequently, you can put it to the front. If there's something you do not use too frequently, you can put it down. And any mode that you download from the store, such as a sports mode, can be deleted. You just tap on that red icon and you remove that mode if you no longer need it. And finally over here, if you tap this button one more time, it says add shortcut to home screen. So what I could do is I can tap on it, pick any one of these modes. For example, let's say I want to do panorama, and then I click done. And what that does is it sends a shortcut to the home screen. So when I go to the home screen, let's go back. And if I swipe over, you see that the panorama mode has been added to the home screen. Now if I tap this, it launches the camera and takes me straight into the panorama mode without me having to swipe over and selecting it manually. Okay, so you can do that with all these modes, just for your convenience. Alright, so we talked about the filters on this side and the modes on this side. Now let's go into the settings and take a look at a couple other things. I'm going to basically go over everything in the settings, but first I'm going to highlight my favorites. So let's scroll all the way down, and the first thing I'm going to show you guys is the voice control option, which when enabled allows you to control your camera using your voice. So what I could do is I can say things like smile, cheese, capture, or shoot to take a photo using my voice. Or if I want to record a video, I can say record video, and it starts to record the video. I don't have to touch the phone. I can do this from a distance and use my voice as a remote control. So let me enable this and demonstrate really quick. Smile. Now, as you can see, there's a timer that's been set, so the voice controls worked in conjunction with the timer and took a photo. I can also say cheese, and it's going to take a picture that way as well. As you can see, the keyword cheese activates the shutter. So let me go back out here really quick. Let me just disable that for a minute. By the way, I said that you can combine that with the timer function, so make sure if you want to use voice control and timer, that the timer is actually enabled. You can use 2 seconds, 5 seconds, 10 seconds, or none at all. Let me go back out. Now the other thing that's very, very important, and this applies whether you're taking a photo or shooting a video, is the tracking autofocus. This, when enabled, allows you to do some amazing things, and it is designed for moving objects. It could be your kid, it could be your pet, it could be an airplane or a car that you're trying to either take a photo of or record a video of, but you want to make sure it is always in focus. So let me show you a quick example. So we're going to be using the camera as an example. So let's say the camera was a moving object. The first thing you want to do is enable tracking autofocus like I just did, and then tap on the